So, what's going on in Ukraine? Well, it's hard to find out. So, I found a YouTube channel, Patrick Lancaster. 65,000 people have subscribed to this channel, which is, I think, good. I did after I watched a few videos. He is a photojournalist covering the Ukraine war and the Armenian-Azerbaijan war. And that's basically, he's out there doing what he can do. Why, I don't know. He says he's crowdfunded, which probably is true. But Ukraine's complicated, and it's hard to get good media out of there. So that's why I started watching him, and I'm linking it in the chat, or link the description. Link his channel in the description. I'm trying to say, but for those of you who aren't real familiar with what's going on over there or what happened, we can look back to 2013 and 14, and when Victoria Nuland and the Obama administration chose the wrong side of a civil war, basically. So the people of Ukraine had an elected government that the U.S. helped to overthrow, which is nothing new if you've been paying attention to how the United States government works around the world. And they toppled, I can't remember his name, but they put in Zelensky. And they killed a lot of people. And shortly after that, the people who Russian speaking, and we're part of the Soviet Union for, decades. They said, you know what, we don't want to be a part of you guys. So they voted in their own little region called Crimea, and they joined the country of Russia. And the U.S. media and politicians say it was annexed. There was no annexation. You can look it up. But people say a lot of bullshit, clearly, as we saw what happened in Canada over the weekend. And it's all connected in a way, because there's a force of, basically, they are the Bolsheviks who overthrew Russia originally, killed the czars and the family, and turned that place into a hellhole forever. And they're doing it again, and they're trying to do it in the U.S., and they've got pretty close in Canada, and the Canadian people, God bless you guys, learned tough lessons over this trucker convoy. But anyway, so Victoria Nuland, she's a Brookings Institute person, as is her husband, Robert Kagan. And I don't know if you remember Robert Kagan, but he was part of the Project for a New American Century, and he was, in fact, the co-founder. So we know what those guys did to preset the script for 9/11, which a lot of people forget about 9/11, but her husband was directly involved in the Project for a New American Century. So we kind of know these are really bad people doing really bad things. And it's been documented. You can still find it all about Newland, which she did. And
Patrick Lancaster, right now
that is Patrick Lancaster. I don't want to play his channel. I want you to go watch his channel if you're interested. There's a lot of good insights. He's got a lot of good videos. I took some of these comments that are in Russian, and you can translate them. I use DuckDuckGo, and you don't even have to go to a website. It just does it for you. And there's a lot of people out there with a lot of care and concern for the people of Ukraine. And the U.S. government is not that. So when you hear Brandon say that we're going to make sure Russia doesn't attack Ukraine, Russia has no reason to attack Ukraine. But it's a very similar setup to the beginning of World War II. And short little brief history. At the end of World War I, Balfour Agreement cut up Europe and made different countries, and they split Germany in two, with Poland in the middle. And so there became a time when the Germans who were split and they were to the north, they were hammered all the time. And then they started being killed, and then there were sanctions, and they couldn't eat. And part of what Germany did, spin it how you want, history, but they went to protect their people. And I think the Russian troops on the border are there to protect their people, because it's about people and not countries. I mean, fundamentally, the people who we call Ukrainians were in the Soviet Union, and they're of Russian descent. They speak Russian. They comment on his videos in Russian. They watch this stuff. So get rid of countries. Forget that. Take that out of your brain. It's just bad people doing shit for power and money, like Victoria Nuland, Barack Obama, Joe Biden when he was vice president. Now Brandon is the official president, allegedly. And it's just crazy stuff. So if you're I don't, people do what they do, and I don't, pray for or against people, but a lot of people like to pray. If you're going to pray for the Ukrainian people, yeah, do that and ignore the government bullshit, because the U.S. propaganda machine is just lying. And as we spoke of here, the Smith Modernization Act will let them do it legally, allegedly. So we have no rule of law anymore in the world. Wake up. Look at Canada. The poor folks in Canada, especially the people live streaming and reading the comments that I've been paying attention to, they were genuinely shocked that the police had semi-automatic rifles and riot gear and helmets and horses, and they were like, "We're just peaceful protesters. What are they doing?" Well, there is no rule of law up there, Canada. There's no rule of law in the U.S. Watch your ass, take care of your families, try to ignore the bigger stuff because there's not much you can do about it. Stock up on supplies, have some food, have some water. If you can afford precious metals, have some of those, because you never know what the future is going to bring. But I encourage you to watch Patrick Lancaster. I'm going to keep watching him, and maybe we'll see you over there in comments or something. All right, everybody, I appreciate you watching this video. If you have any comments or you think I'm off my bubble about the Ukraine thing, do let me know, just because I don't know everything. Oh, I don't know anything, honestly, but I like to try to make sense of an nonsensical world. Enjoy your week, and we will talk to you later.